And welcome back to the 101 Things Under the Sun podcast. I am BrownieBits, and with me as always is your favorite old man, Hoodrich. How are you doing, my friend?
Oh, is that what we're doing today? I guess I kind of stumbled into this one, guys. It's that early onset dementia coming to get me again, I think.
We gotta like write some sort of calendar out for you so that it alerts on your phone, so you know what's going on.
I can't just sit here on my couch waiting every time to do this.
Oh man, yep. We all love you, old man. You can find us on Twitter at 101 Under the Sun, or you can find old man at My Goods Are Rich, and myself at BrownieBits450.
Also, don't forget to check us out on Castbox if you're listening on YouTube. That's a new thing.
Yeah.
So Castbox, 101 Things Under the Sun.
Yep. And
we're there now.
We'll link it down below. And for those of you listening on Castbox, we'll link the YouTube down below as well. So follow us on both if you so please.
Vice versa, they both work.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, so guys, we're going to get into this week's show. We're going to talk about, a little story before the show starts. It's the Ides of March.
Oh, I love that show. Or that movie.
That was a show?
No, it's a movie.
Oh. I didn't know that was a movie. But the Ides of March got me thinking, guys. Got me thinking about the real, history and all kinds of stuff like that. Because Caesar, was stabbed on the Ides of March. And I got to thinking, was Caesar really such a bad guy? Like, do we really know for sure? So, in all kinds of ways about that, kind of the inspiration for this show, we're going to take a deep dive into historical figures and really, really delve into if they were actually villains or good guys, bad guys, whatever you want to classify it as.
Yes.
And just so you know, this is very serious and very intelligent conversations that we are about to have.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and just to so everybody knows, beware the Ides of March. Shakespeare said it correctly. Obviously. So, was Caesar a good enough guy? Or was he actually a good guy?
I think Caesar was a decent dude, man. Like, literally. This guy's just trying to, run his empire, willy-nilly, whatever. So the people he's at war with hate him. Whatever. Not a big deal. Okay? Whenever you go to war with people, they hate you.
Yeah.
But this guy got stabbed by his friends.
Looking back on what we know now, most people would say no, Caesar was not a good dude. But I think if we were to take a look through his eyes, I think we could legitimately come to the conclusion that he was trying to do good.
Yeah, I mean. Also, this is probably not going to be serious for the rest of the show, guys. just throwing it out there. But yeah, I mean, like, Caesar was a decent enough dude. Maybe he got a little power hungry. Maybe.
Maybe.
But does that really, deserve a stabbing? This guy got stabbed upwards of 20 times.
By the people in what was it? Congress is that what
the
they
Senate.
called it? The Senate. Yes, the Senate.
But
I knew it was one of those.
Also, this is like the epitome of people in a group all receiving the same benefits.
Oh, group mentality, totally, yeah.
Well, no, there were like 30 or 40 senators that were on this plot to kill Caesar. There was a lot of them. Yeah. And only half of them actually stabbed him. The rest were just kind of huddled around looking like they were doing stuff. So it's like any group project ever.
Yeah. Basically.
But, like, does anybody really deserve to get stabbed? Like, in whatever, like that? It was just
in
like
that context, I would say no.
okay.
But
Thanks for saving me with the context.
I was
Because
going to
some
say, you know,
people
in that
really do
context,
deserve
yes.
to get stabbed.
Yeah. Yes. Nobody deserves to get stabbed. But depending on the context, that's really going to make, you know, like, if you had a knife and you're standing, you know, 5 feet away from Hitler before he did all that stuff and you knew exactly what he was going to do. Or even like
him.
at the end of it, you know.
Yeah, I'm stabbing him.
You know, it all depends on context. Yeah. I think with Caesar, no, I don't think he deserved it. Looking back on it, with what we know now, you know, I don't think he deserved it.
Okay.
I don't think he was nearly as bad of a guy as what everybody says he is.
But hey, what do we know? We're just two podcasters who, I don't know.
I'm a snack food. You're an old man. What do we know?
Yeah. What do we know, guys? But anyway, do you have anybody you want to, that's maybe a little controversial that are these two resident experts?
This is going to go back to
clear up.
Yeah, this is going to be this is going to go back to the conversation you and I had right before the show started. We got into a nice heated conversation about this list that we found. It's on ranker.com and we all love Ranker. But on this list, number 12, J. Edgar Hoover. I'm still upset with this. I think he was a fine guy. But
oh no, he was a terrible guy. Terrible guy.
Apparently.
Terrible guy.
He wasn't the best guy. I can agree with that, but I don't think he deserves to be number 12 on this list.
Well, hey, let's look at what he actually did. Okay? He was probably I can't even say this without a straight face.
Yeah.
But he was probably the first public cross-dresser. The first, you know, dude that was closeted. You know, that was probably pretty bad. You know?
Well, I can't even. No.
But I mean, that might warrant him being, you know, that high, number 12 on the list. You know, higher than somebody such as, I don't know, a notorious killer for the mafia. You know, I don't know. Oh, so he did illegally tap some wires or something during World War II. Little
but is he
like
really
that, so
worse?
The Nazis don't kill us, guys.
Is he really worse than Kim Jong-il or Un or Vladimir Putin?
Well,
or
you know,
Heinrich Himmler? You know,
I don't know why I have to go to bat for this guy. He's just a stand-up, solid dude.
Oh my gosh! So I guess to be a little bit more serious note, I actually, you know, let's look strictly on the overall ideas of the man going into office and not what he did that was terrible. Strictly on the ideals. Doors. Yes, behind closed doors, yeah. Strictly.
I mean, the worst thing Hoover did was probably illegally wiretap people.
Yeah.
And that's a little fuzzy.
But okay. he gave us, you know, a lot in terms of the way that the police, the FBI, you know, all of our law enforcement.
He started the FBI, you know.
Yeah, well, not only that, but he gave us tools and a way to, you know, research crimes and investigate crimes that we didn't have before him. You know, there was a lot that he did, especially trying to go after some of the major mob bosses of that time. I mean, he did a lot.
You know, he started the FBI, and in those days, it was, you know, Machine Gun Kelly, Babyface Nelson, Al Capone, John Dillinger. All those guys were public enemy number one.
Which funny story about Al Capone. You know, Terre Haute was actually Al Capone's like vacation spot. He owned this town back in the day. There was actually a house downtown that he would go to, and it was in the red light district. This was before Al Capone got taken down and everything, and Terre Haute changed. But pretty cool for the crossroads of America. Well, I mean, when you own the place, yeah, I totally understand that. But living here now, no, I want out.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. I did that. I did that same thing.
Terre Haute, you've been fine to me, but it hasn't been the greatest experience. But yeah, so another person, Al Capone.
Al Capone. He goes down in history as a pretty bad dude.
He goes down in history as a pretty bad dude, but he also
But
did a lot of good too.
yeah, so
He was
very good guy.
he did start off as kind of a Robin Hood figure because
Yeah,
he was stealing from major banks that were just banks and major corporations, these just bad scummy organizations, and was giving it away. And I mean, yes, he kept some from himself, but he did do a lot of humanitarian work.
In terms of giving back to the community, he gave people jobs. So what? That maybe they were killing people.
Sure, they were hitmen, but
he employed them. He employed them. Got them off the street.
He also did. He did give money to like hospitals and stuff.
Yeah, no, but like a lot of the stuff in Chicago, he like you said, he's helped the hospitals and stuff, but he was like employing people to do work, and then that helped them because they're broke. It's prohibition, the depressions in that era, all that kind of stuff. Time isn't well economically for a lot of people, so he's by employing people and doing nefarious deeds, he's actually still helping the community.
Yeah, even though he was doing those nefarious deeds, he did do a lot of he did a lot of work. He basically owned the city of Chicago. He owned Terre Haute. He literally put Terre Haute on the map, in more ways than one. But
also, since we're talking about Capone and it's tax season, fun tax fact: claim your illegal sales and stuff for everything on your taxes, and you won't get arrested like Capone. The IRS can't turn you in. You just have to say you've made this money. You don't have to say how you made the money, but you say, I've made this money. So that's your tax tip.
That's what inevitably did him in, wasn't it?
Yeah, tax evasion. Because he didn't claim his all like the illegal money he was making. He wasn't claiming that on his taxes.
Out of all the bad that he did, out of all the murders that he was responsible for, that's what got him. Like
tax evasion. Just ask Wesley Snipes. Tax evasion's a bitch.
Oh, it really is. But I think so we've got Caesar. We could see Caesar being a somewhat decent guy based off of looking through his eyes. He tried to do good. We've got J. Edgar Hoover, who, despite the wiretapping and despite the cross-dressing, that said is a total joke, by the way. But I don't think he was that terrible of a dude. Yeah, he wasn't the greatest dude, but I don't think he was evil.
Also, on the cross-dressing, if he could pull it off, then it might be good. But I don't think he could pull it off. I've seen Jay.
More power to him if he could pull it off. More power to him in general.
Well, no, since he couldn't pull it off, that's what makes him a bad dude.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So putting back cross-dressing a couple years. But so and then Al Capone, who did a lot of. I would
like to bring up a person that people attribute to being a vile, evil human. The basis for Dracula.
Oh yeah,
Vlad the Impaler. Now, Vlad the Impaler probably was a stand-up fucking dude. Okay, because when you look at it this way. Why is this funny?
I'm laughing because of the freaking Vlad meme.
Okay.
It's been flowing around.
But the Vlad the Impaler stand-up dude, okay? Little dude in the country of Wallachia. Pretty sure that's how you say it. But anyway.
I believe you.
And he's got to stand up to the Turks. Ottomans, Turks, whatever they're called at that point.
Yeah.
So he goes to war with these motherfuckers for trying to take over his land. And, since they're a smaller country, he's got to resort to, some what people might view as extreme psychological deterrence.
Impaling.
Okay. That's where I was going. Thanks for ruining the build-up. But yeah. So what if he impaled a couple invaders?
A couple?
So what that he had like a fucking bridge lined with impaled bodies? That could be a couple. It's scale.
Okay. It depends on how big the bridge is. Yeah, okay. I guess I understand.
This was like half a mile.
You didn't have to say that.
But no, there literally was like at one point half a mile of just impaled bodies on the side of the road, leading up to one of his castles. If I'm not mistaken.
Too bad he did not discover s'mores or roasting marshmallows, because
at one point, if I'm not mistaken, he did impale people and then light them on fire. So technically, he's making human s'mores.
So he's making human s'mores. Okay, he never discovered marshmallows.
Probably not. He didn't have time for that. He was fighting a war.
He had
to win a war against one of the largest empires at the time. He didn't have time for marshmallows.
No, that's why he was just impaling people and cooking them over a fire.
Well, yeah, because that makes sense. Scare them away. Yeah, like crows.
Yeah, I would.
He was making human scarecrows. That's all he did.
Yeah.
How's that bad? I fail to see how that's bad.
In terms of the loss of human life, yes, that's bad. In terms of protecting his homeland, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
You
if I'm protecting my homeland, I'll probably give up a sock to wipe my ass if I'm pooping in the woods.
Yeah, as long as there's no... you got to make sure there's no poison ivy around or anything like that. But
that's why I'm wiping with a sock.
Yeah,
you don't want.
Well, yeah, of course. That would be awful. Without the sock.
So Vlad the Impaler, definitely a stand-up dude. I don't know why history writes him off as such a bad dude. Oh, also, just to clear this up, he might have also impaled some of his people that he thought were traitors, and turns out they weren't. But details.
You live and you learn.
It's wartime. Mistakes were made.
Mistakes were definitely made. We just need to go back in time, give the dude some marshmallows. I think he'll be happy.
Fair enough. I'll accept that.
Okay. That for those of you that don't know, I'm referring to a meme that has been going around on social media recently, and it's literally Vlad the Impaler, a painting of him, holding a stick and holding a marshmallow, and he looks at both of them and then impales the marshmallow on the stick, and then looks at it and he goes, "This is fucking great." one of my favorite memes that have been floating around recently. But Vlad the Impaler,
definitely a good guy.
Well-meaning guy, good guy, just had to deal with some wartime issues.
But who doesn't?
Yeah. Can we throw Edward Scissorhands in this?
But he's not a good guy or a bad guy. He's just there.
He's just there. Okay.
I've got a couple more people that I'm pretty sure are stand-up quality guys, but history says no.
All right. Well, let's hear.
What are your thoughts on Attila the Hun?
Well, from the way history says, he's a bad dude, but I haven't really researched him all that much.
Okay, so Attila the Hun, I think he's a good dude. Okay, you know how nowadays we have people that are worried about overpopulation?
Yeah. That's a very...
He was the first of his kind. He was worried about overpopulation, I'm going to guess. And so, you know what he did? He just set about burning half the world down.
Yeah, that would take care of a lot of population.
Mm-hmm. But no, and you know what? Another good thing? He united a bunch of people that were fighting the Romans.
True.
And
Yeah, he
eventually
did do that.
they fucking burned down the Roman Empire, most of it. And then the people that were with him, once he died, they ended up successfully taking over the Roman Empire. So he was the catalyst that brought down Rome as we know it. Is that a bad thing? Probably not. He inspired people to kill the Romans. It takes a really, really good dude to inspire people to great lengths like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I totally. No, I don't want to mention this guy.
But also, I will say that Attila did burn down whole cities just because they were in his way. But again, that's just people have been living there too long, so he was worried about fertility of the land and irrigation and stuff.
Oh yeah,
That's what we'll say.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
He's just the world's first overpopulation warrior. He took it to extremes, which you can't blame anybody for that. They're eco-terrorists.
Well,
He's the
he
world's
might have
first
just
eco-terrorist.
He might have just been high on power.
Yeah, fair, fine with me. But Attila the Hun, the world's first eco-terrorist.
He's an innovator. Eco-terrorist. Yeah,
he's an innovator.
He was definitely an innovator. What about yeah, this is going to be hard. Charles Manson. Can we spin him?
Give me a second, and I'll put on my PR hat, and we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, he was. He was found guilty of conspiracy to commit murder of 7 people. And he founded a quasi commune that later, most people were murdered in that too. But he was all about making people's lives better by working together.
Okay, I got it. The spin doctor.
Here we go.
The spin doctor's in. Charles Manson. He was just preparing for the world's first race war, or the first worldwide race war.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So he was probably still a very, 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 very early adopter, because I don't think that's ever going to happen. But he wanted to be prepared. I'm going to say. Okay, I want to take everything I just said back, because I can't do this.
No, I can't do this, guy.
I can't do that for him. No,
completely insane guy. Okay, yeah, we retract Charles Manson. He was a truly evil dude.
Too evil to spin.
Too evil. And he was only 78 on this list. Still mad.
Even the master PR guy for an evil dude couldn't spin this guy correctly, and that'd be Joseph Goebbels.
Yeah.
Joseph Goebbels couldn't spin this guy good.
No.
And Joseph Goebbels made Hitler seem attractive at that time.
Oh, yeah, totally did. Joseph Goebbels was the best PR frontman that the world has. You could say that the world has ever seen.
Probably. Yeah, I'd probably say world's best PR guy.
Yeah.
World's best PR guy.
He's the hype man for Hitler. Which is...
Yeah. That's a job, he got paid. Doesn't mean, he doesn't mean that he was, good or anything, but he got paid. He got paid. Oh. Also, another guy we could talk about here on the same mindset as Attila the Hun, Genghis Khan.
Genghis Khan. Okay. Yes, I actually do believe he wasn't that bad of a dude. Now,
this dude was very good. Again, overlooking the whole genocide thing, which people will say that he did. Not really Genghis Khan's case. But when you look at what Genghis Khan actually did, he helped unify the Silk Road at one point in time, which drastically increased the effectiveness of getting goods from Asia to Europe,
Oh yeah.
which helped both, cultures thrive because, goods were needed both places.
Now he was
So
Mongolian, wasn't he?
yes, the Mongolian.
Okay.
So, but he did that. Um, he was also expanded, like just a cultural, because he brought different cultures. He was very culturally allowing, if I'm not mistaken.
Diverse.
Yeah. He didn't prosecute other religions or cultures under his rule,
Yeah.
because that was one of his big things was taking people over and then like integrating them into his empire. So it's like that's really forward thinking and progressive for that era, because it's at that time it's just like, oh, if you're not with you're
Yeah.
not
Oh yeah.
us, you're dead.
That was awful back
Hmm.
then, and he definitely was very accepting.
Hmm. He also introduced a writing system to the Mongol Empire, so that and it spread throughout its whole realm. So he introduced a unified like writing language for probably roughly a third of the world. Like, how is that a bad thing? Because some of these people didn't have like a formal system of writing before. It was just all verbal stuff. So like that's pretty solid qualities.
Oh yeah, totally. He he basically, I mean, he extended the. I'm having trouble with words here, but he made the Mongolian people have a better life expectancy, or
Yeah, yeah. He
way of
brought
life,
up the quality of life.
quality.
The quality
Yes.
of life under Genghis Khan was really really good. That's
Plus, he
why.
also had China breathing down his neck.
Well, technically, he was breathing down China's neck. If we're gonna be real here,
What semantics?
but he ruled over China for a while.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so, and the only thing that stopped him from Japan was two tsunamis. Um,
Those frickin' tsunamis.
Also, that's how kamikazes got their name. Kamikaze is a divine wind,
Oh, really?
and they named that when the winds and all that stuff picked up and blew down the Mongol invasion fleets twice. After the first time, they called it the kamikaze wind, divine wind, because it saved Japan.
Yeah.
And then the second time it happened roughly a couple of years later, almost on the anniversary of his first attempt. And
Wow.
it happened exactly again. So the Japanese got really lucky. But
Yeah.
anyway, like the Mongol Empire really, because it ruled over roughly a third of the world at one point in time. It expanded a written language throughout a lot of land and all kinds of stuff. So again, people think he's a genocidal ruler, but he was pretty tolerant and everything. Again, he's just going to war for his people.
Oh yeah. And there's always some sort of character, or not character. There's something good that you can see about somebody that wants to fight for his people. So definitely a honorable guy in that terms. Genocide, not so much, but
yeah. But again, also I forgot to mention this when we talked about Al Capone and tax evasion.
oh gosh,
Another villain that evaded taxes was Hitler, actually.
Mm.
So chalk that up on the long, long list of atrocities that Hitler's committed, and put tax evasion on it for all of you.
Yeah, that's pretty low to the ground as far as the list goes, but I mean it's still on there.
Considering that his tax evasion was upwards of $1 million at the time, I don't know what that is in current money, but that's a hell of a lot of money, too.
That is a lot of money, especially with the way that Germany was during that time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was master tax evader.
Master. And
yeah.
technically he became chancellor, so.
So yeah, he could have, I don't know, he could have forgave his own tax evasion.
I'm sure he probably could have. I'm sure he's just like, nah, I'm not paying. It's fine.
Yeah, fuck it. I own my own RS, so fuck it.
Yeah. It's a beautiful thing. Okay, so while we're on the subject, just to kind of round this out, Hitler, there were some things that Hitler did that was beneficial. He in terms of just strictly like what he was trying to do for the people of Germany, he did provide more jobs. He provided a source of pride that Germany had not seen since before the First World War, which gave Germans a reason to be excited about being German.
Oh yeah, I totally agree with that. Like,
And then
I mean, he turned a country from turmoil into a powerhouse, essentially.
and we're talking like what, 20 years?
Less than 20 years.
Less than 20 years from
he rose
before
to
the
power.
First World War.
He rose to power in about 1934,
Mm-hmm.
and World War One or World War Two. Technically, I think he invaded his first country in 1938. So in the span of, I'm going to say 8 years, because it took him about 4 years to rise to chancellor and rise into power, and then
So
after
less than
4
10, less
Yeah,
than
so-
10 years.
yeah,
He really brought German people back, the country of Germany back.
he
So
did.
in that sense, yeah. Now, where he placed the blame was not so good.
Yeah, but he essentially reunited the country.
Yeah.
You know, it was in turmoil, it was in shambles, it was in debt up to its ears, but he made life for the average person pretty good in this time. And I'm not trying to say Hitler wasn't a bad dude, because he is a fucking bad dude.
Terrible guy,
But
he did do a lot of good before his bad. But
so,
then again,
Hitler was the 1930s Donald Trump.
yeah, and I'm scared about you saying that because that kind of symbolizes Donald Trump might turn into a Hitler figure.
I don't think that
I don't think he's smart enough to.
he can't go that way. But again, like
Very much so. Yeah, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he in terms of just strictly at the very beginning of his time as Chancellor and Führer, he did bring Germany back. Trump has given a lot of Americans a reason to be proud of to be an American. Now, not all, obviously, but Hitler did a better job of uniting the German people.
Mm-hmm. Again, but with Hitler, you still had people that were opposed to him.
Yeah, as with everybody.
No matter what you do.
Oh yeah,
you could have
of course.
the best, fucking stand-up guy.
Look at
People
Obama.
Disagree with him.
Obama was very, very well received for the most part. And then, I mean, you had a lot of people that were against him.
Yeah.
And I'm just talking about the very beginning. I'm not talking about after any, years of presidency.
But it's valid point.
So
valid point. All right. Well, in lieu of some time constraints, we could still be talking for a while, because we were also going to spend some good historical people into villains, which that could be another, half hour, 45 minutes for you guys.
yeah.
So I think in terms of everything right now, guys, we're going to go into our weekly wrap-up and expect a part 2 episode later this week. Probably Wednesday or Thursday again. Whatever it was last time.
I think it was. I think I did it Thursday last time.
Okay.
So we'll shoot for Thursday again.
So look for it on Thursday at noon, wherever you listen to our podcast. And right now we'll go into our weekly wrap-up. We'll start off with some dad jokes, and then we'll go to Brainbusters to end it this time. We'll mix it up a little bit.
We gotta mix it up, right?
Oh, yeah.
So do you have a bad joke to start with?
I'll let you go first.
Okay. What do you call a lesbian dinosaur?
Oh, I don't know.
Lickaloptopus.
Oh, Jesus, that's bad. That's
Lick.
bad.
It's basically spelled out lick a lot of puss.
Yeah, no, I got that, but that's bad.
That's pretty bad. All right.
All right, how about this one? Why don't crabs give to charity?
Oh God. Why?
Because they're selfish.
Uh, that's pretty bad one too, but it's nice. It's a classic. It's a classic. All right, here. How about this one? An inebriated midget stumbles into a bar. The midget says, "Hey, barkeep, a pint of beer, please." Bartender, "Sorry, mate, I can't serve you." Midget, "Why not?" Bartender says, "'Cause you're a little drunk." Huh? Yeah.
Nothing's better than good midget humor.
Oh, yeah. That's better.
All right, I'll give you two because one's not really a joke.
Okay.
I got hit in the head with a can of Diet Coke today. Don't worry, I'm not hurt. It was a soft drink.
Yep.
Okay, and then the next one. Do I enjoy making courthouse puns? Guilty.
I don't know. Both of them were pretty funny.
Okay.
I've got one last one for you.
All right.
What do you call a can opener that doesn't work?
I don't know.
A can't opener.
All right. So I got one last one before I want to just punch you in the throat again and do some riddles.
Okay.
This is just a tweet I just stumbled on. So this girl, I told my dad I was graduating summa cum laude today, and he said, "You're graduating Kuma Matata?"
I love dad jokes. That's great. Okay.
But yeah, so that's it for me. You got any riddles to bust my?
I've got one to start off with, and then
with.
I've got another one that kind of ties into it.
Okay.
A man was stabbed in the heart. No one tried to save him, but he didn't die. How is that possible?
A man was stabbed in the heart.
Yep.
No one tried to save him.
Yep.
But he still died?
No, and he didn't die.
And he didn't die. Is it, oh, but no, you still, that'd be trying to save him, though. I was going to say like oh shit, what is it called? Adrenaline shot. But technically you're still trying to save him.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I don't know.
He was already dead. You can't.
But they're trying to save him.
No, nobody tried to save him. He was already dead before the man was stabbed. Before he was stabbed.
Oh, nobody tried to save him.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you had said they're trying to save him.
Oh, okay.
Oh. That changes everything.
Yeah. So,
we're calling that loss a voided loss.
Yeah.
That's voided.
So, like I said, I've got another one that kind of ties into this one. Okay.
Okay. I mean, I've got one or two I could do this week as well.
Okay. Well, then.
No.
Since
if yours ties in, let's do it right now.
Okay. Sounds good. So, a woman shot her husband, drowned him, and hung him. And then they went out to dinner later that night. How is that possible?
Picture. Hung the picture. Wait, so it was shot, hung.
Shot, drowned, hung.
Okay, shot, took a picture. You drown it because you put it in that fancy
To develop it.
Yeah, develop stuff, and then
You hung the
hung
picture
it because you hung it up
to dry it out. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's correct. See, and it kind of ties into that.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it.
Okay.
Okay, so mine is it's shorter than the rest, but when you're happy, you raise it up like it's the best. What is it?
Shorter than the rest, but when you're happy,
You raise it up like it's the best. What is it?
I'm gonna say penis.
It's your thumb.
Damn
Get your
it!
head out of the gutter. Get your head out of the gutter. I had to read it twice before I got that dirty. Okay.
Oh, shit. Well, I mean, like, depending on the person, it's not the shortest, so that's what threw me off. Thumb. Okay, yeah, I get it. Yeah, thumbs up. Yeah. Okay, continue on.
I mean, if you got another riddle, I don't have another. I guess I can come up with this riddle. You want another one?
I could come up. Yeah.
Okay. Strip the skin under my skin, and my flesh you will reveal. It tastes sweet and tart. Now throw out the peel. What is it?
Okay, so strip
The skin under my skin, and my flesh you reveal. It tastes sweet and tart. Now throw out the peel. What is it?
Probably. I want to say some sort of citrus, like an orange.
It is an orange.
Boom. Yeah, that was a good one though.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
That's
Yeah,
what I thought, too.
that one was difficult, but I was like, the skin
It was
under
difficult,
my skin.
but it led you there.
Yeah, it really. Yeah, it did a good job of being difficult but leading. Yeah, so nice.
Well, that's it for me. This on riddles, I don't have any more.
Well, I don't have any more either. So
Oh, I do have a social media craze before
Ooh,
you
yes.
kick me off the show here. But okay, guys. So social media craze this week, or for this past week. So and this is all kinds of the blowout from the school shooting in Florida. But it might be a weird timing thing too. But some people are like debating what it means to like be a man now. So a lot of people are talking because an article came out, or some kind of study came out about what it's actually like to be a man, or like aspects that you need to do to be a man in the modern day. And some commenter or somebody said something about how you need to have a handshake,
Mhm.
change a tire, change your oil,
Yeah.
use an axe, start a fire, and a couple of other things that just the average person wouldn't do.
Yeah.
Like the big hang up that a lot of people got caught up on is using an axe. Like, who uses an axe nowadays? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, okay, so if you go camping, that's one thing, all right? But, like, people are getting bent out of shape about this, and it's just like people made their own lists about archaic things that you need to do to be a man,
Mhm.
and one of them was just a list of 5 things, and they were all the same, and it was making a list of what it actually means to be a man without knowing what it is to be a man. Like somebody else made a list, and the last one was be a commentator on a news network that makes millions and millions of dollars, who has a servant cut his wood for him.
That's yeah.
And that just blew up on social media this past week. So I figured I needed to talk about that because it's fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah, totally. Love it. Love it. And guys, we're going to leave it right there. Something to think about. What makes a man a man? Give me five things that makes a man a man.
Well, I can tell you one of them right now, and that's a penis.
You're not wrong.
Okay.
You are not wrong.
And we'll move on from that. But Also, guys, don't forget Thursday. We're gonna drop the other episode. It's gonna be how good people were actually bad people.
Mm-hmm.
So check that out Thursday at noon on Castbox or YouTube.
And if you have any other comments based off of what we talked about today, or you want us to kind of talk about somebody or some sort of topic in the future, let us know down in the comments below, because we're always looking for new topics. But we do appreciate you guys listening. We definitely enjoy doing the show, but we will see you on Thursday.
Peace out.